we're having to do this for 2 locations now, which is a little bit of a stretch.
Way more logistics.
Yeah. Hence why we've got these paper things downloaded from Google and we're using colour pens.
And your daughter's pens.
Yeah, exactly. Serious business owners. So you may see here, I have bought loads of colourful pens in today's episode. And there's a real reason for that.
Mate, these are your daughter's pens.
Yes, I know. I stole them from her. She had them in her hand and I said, no, they're mine.
She's now crying all day.
I didn't actually steal them from her, just for the avoidance of doubt. But what I did do is prep some cool bits of paper here. So for the purpose of YouTube, you can see I've got some like 2025 annual plan, essentially. And if you're listening to this, Christmas is done. It's over. It's finished. With you've probably drank as much mulled wine as you can stomach, and now we're pointing our attention to the new year.
I'm excited today. We are planning 2025, people. We're going to do it. We're going to workshop it on the podcast.
And by the way,
quite fun.
If you're a personal trainer, if you're a fitness studio owner, if you're a gym owner, all that kind of stuff, hopefully everything we're going to talk about here can be applied in some way. If not, then I'm sorry in advance.
Turn it off as soon as it's not. Cool, Jake. You've got a good agenda for this.
Yeah, well, I purposefully didn't prep too much other than the pens, mainly because I thought the idea is to actually go through and workshop a lot of this stuff in person.
Yeah.
So whoever's listening can get a real insight into actually how we tend to come up with ideas and all that kind of thing. So in front of me right here, again, for the purpose of the tape, I've got January to December. With the days, the whole annual calendar, essentially. So what we're going to do, first of all, I thought we'd actually list down all of the stuff that we need to plot onto the calendar.
Yeah.
And then we'll categorize it all. And once we've categorized it all, we can use the funny colored pens to actually use a key on the actual plan.
Okay.
And then, as an added step, I thought it would be really cool. So what we're going to then do is put all of this into like a Notion doc. And then we can share the template in our newsletter. So if anybody actually wants to get a full annual plan of how to operate a fitness studio business or what to include within the year, then they'll be able to grab it.
That's really cool. Okay, let's start. Let's hit it.
Okay, cool. So the first part of what I thought would be useful was to actually list down all of the things that we need to include within the year. So let's just bullet point brainstorm. Let's not worry about categorizing anything just yet.
Let's just be sick on paper here, should we?
Yes.
So annual events, member annual events.
Yeah, so member events. I love how that's the first one you came up with.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Member events.
That's always the one that costs the most money.
Yeah, one a quarter, we're saying?
Yeah, once per quarter.
And also, by the way, like we're having to do this for 2 locations now, which is a little bit of a stretch.
Way more logistics.
Yeah, hence why we've got these paper things downloaded from Google and we're using colour pens.
And your daughter's pens.
Yeah, exactly. Serious business owners. Okay, so member events, anything else?
Coach meetings, coach program meetings.
Coach program. And do you want to just quickly, for the purpose of the tape, explain what those are?
So we reprogram every single 8 weeks across the studios. We make sure that the same program is within each studio. So every single coach across all the studios will come to those program meetings. And actually, funny enough, our wonderful Annie is in the other room right now, currently programming the next program.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know. How meta.
Our next program meeting is tonight. No, Wednesday night. Wednesday night.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, Annie's like getting panicked. Yeah. Wednesday night. So that'll be awesome. So we need to program the coaches' meetings in.
So we're also, in terms of like what we're doing now, again, if you've been listening over the last couple of months, me and Jack are like starting to actually become proper legitimate business owners, if in case we weren't already. And part of that means that we're actually holding regular meetings like at different team levels, right? So we've got our exec meetings, we've got our coach meetings, as we had
a budget meeting yesterday for 25.
Yeah, studio manager meetings, so all of this stuff.
Accountant meeting, I nearly fell asleep.
So do you want to just like, I mean, I can hear a siren now, they're coming after us. No, we're all good.
We're good.
So basically, I was going to, because you host a lot of those meetings. So what is the cadence that you tend to roll with? Let's just start with, firstly, the one that I sit as well, which is the exec meeting. What is that? Why do we have it? How often do we have it?
Yeah, we have one exec meeting every single month, normally at the end of the month, to go through, obviously, the stuff on exec level. So a lot of finance, a lot of operations, goals, where we're at for that month, goals for the next month, those kind of things. So they're quite high level meetings. We have studio management meetings.
Yeah.
So I go and meet with the studio managers of each of the locations. That's once a month. Again, normally towards the end of the month as well. Again, to go through wins, challenges, prescriptions for those challenges, things that each manager needs to know.
Me and Henry have our creative meetings. We tend to do those every week, like very briefly, like quick, like 15, 20-minute check-ins. Henry, I'm not really sure whether we'll keep up with that cadence in the new year because everything is just moving very, very well at the moment. So we might then move to once a month, but we'll keep going in fact, what we do, we'll put once a month in the actual annual calendar, and then we can then hash it out between us.
Good job, H. Good job. So yeah, they're those meetings from a team perspective. We do one-to-ones with coaches as well, coach one-to-ones. So I meet every single coach at Hadley one-to-one, and then Tom, our studio manager at Hadley, will meet every coach one-to-one on his location.
So with that, how often do you do that?
Once a month.
Okay, sweet.
And that normally is fairly laid back. We have obviously a framework for that, but that's fairly laid back and consists of a 2-mile walk and a coffee.
Yeah, nice.
Normally.
Okay, cool. So we've got the program meetings. We've got the member events, program meetings, exec meetings, management meetings, creative meetings, one-to-one with coaches from both Hadley and Housestead. Anything else? Obviously, there's loads of little things that I don't know we'll have the time to actually go through properly today, like when we start running campaigns, when we stop running campaigns, when we, little things like this stuff is dependent on a lot. For example, program meeting will then result in the actual 8-week program starting like a week after, for example. So there's stuff like that we won't dive too much into today. But again, like I said, part of what I want to do is actually put all of this into a Notion doc for our sake, but also if anybody wants to grab it and use it for themselves to go kind of like dive in a little bit deeper. That's one of the jobs that I'll be doing in the first couple of weeks.
And just to make a point on this, I'm quite old school, so I'm a big like face-to-face meeting guy. That's how I like to do it. But the only meeting which is virtual out of those is the program meeting. So obviously it's very difficult to get all of our coaches across locations to a specific location. So we jump virtually on that, and then Annie shares screen, goes through the new program, and we workshop it as a team, which is really cool.
Okay, let's start with we've kind of done everything right
Can
there.
I just add something to that, please?
You go.
Like just key dates. So like getting things like Valentine's Day, those key dates, Halloween,
yes,
Christmas, as silly as it sounds, but like we always need to prep like mini campaigns for those to, things like
our birthday.
Yeah. So the Jim's birthday, not like Jake's birthday.
Everyone celebrate
no one cares
birthday,
about
please.
that. So like things like Halloween, obviously we did best dress for Halloween.
Yeah.
And we have a day specific for that. So we need to organize like the little campaign for that, as well as the voucher and things like that. So
Easter, we did Easter egg hunt in each location. Again, that's something we're going to need to do.
We need to just be on those things. So we're not letting them kind of pass us by, because it's very, very easy to be like, oh my God, it's Easter tomorrow.
Yeah.
We need to arrange some eggs.
Yeah.
It adds to the member experience if we're on top of those dates.
Okay, now I'm doing the fun bit and actually attaching color codes to each.
Oh, good job, Jake.
Each kind of meeting. A member event is going to be red. Coach programs every 8 weeks is going to be purple, and then key dates I'm just going to put in green down here just so we know when those are. Right. So first of all, I don't think it'd be a very fun episode if we just sit here and saying, what date is Easter next year? So let's just go through like the fun stuff. So first of all, member events.
Yeah.
Let's look retrospectively. Do you like how I use that word?
Yeah, I like it.
And use some of the dates that obviously we did these events on this year, as in 2024, and see whether we can match up some kind of weekends or Fridays or whenever.
Yeah, are we just going to do this for one location for the sake of the audience, or are we going to do it across both locations?
Let's just do for one, and again, to dive deeper, if you want to see what we're doing across both, then you can download.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay. Cool. So, have you got the dates? Have you actually started doing a lot of pre-work?
I've planned it.
Oh, cool. Well, everyone.
So
thank you for enjoying the episode.
So for the audience, my wife and kids are away right now, traveling Asia. So I'm at home alone. And as entrepreneurs, obviously, we tend to default to work. So every night I've just been like, it's my laptop.
I really wish you would have said. Because but anyway.
No. In all seriousness, this will all be workshopped, and that's why we're here.
Well,
but I wanted to come with like genuine dates.
Yeah, I actually haven't spoke to you about this at all. But in terms of what we did last year or this year, it blows my mind how like one day you're either saying... Anyway. what we did in 2024, Friday 22nd of March, we did clip and climb with members, which was basically just climbing up loads of walls and having fun.
Clip and dine.
Clip and dine, actually.
It was clip and climb, and then we dined after.
Yes, we did, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was good.
Summer barbecue on the 8th of June. We then, the next day, took about 10 to 20 members on a Wim Hof ice bath workshop on the 9th of June. So that was actually kind of 2 events in one. The other one we did was a sports day on the 26th of August. And then finally, the one that's just gone on the 29th of November was our Christmas party. Now, we've said every year we're going to have some events which are the same and ones that vary. So we're not having to plan, for example, 4 completely new events every single year.
Yep. We want to keep like the 2 pillar events, don't we?
Yes.
So we talked about those being the summer games, the revamped summer games, which is essentially sports day.
Yeah.
And the revamped Christmas party. And those be like the pillar events of the year. So those don't really change. We've also workshopped potentially the revamped summer games being like Hadley versus Halstead, which would be quite cool. But as we grow, that might be harder.
Yeah, well, like the film Dodgeball is the best inspiration for this.
You could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball.
I just have visions of like, like we have got Halstead, which is like global gym doing a boom, boom, tss, boom, boom, tss, walking into sports day. I kind of want to make that happen.
I feel like it could be like a Braveheart episode. Everyone just starts fighting.
Yeah,
so good.
Yeah, let's
or something like Out of Anchorman, where the news channels teams like me.
Yeah, when we have multiple locations, that's what I want to recreate.
What did Brick bring to that meeting? Brick, did you bring a
grenade? He says a grenade.
Brick, you brought a grenade. I don't know.
Hey, quick one from us. If you're enjoying this episode, you'll love our free weekly newsletter.
It's for current and aspiring studio owners who are looking for the latest growth hacks to sign up more members and keep them.
It's a quick 2-minute email covering the stuff we're testing in our own gyms.
So you'll be getting access to what's working today.
If you're interested, you can join 3,500 gym owners and go to thefitpreneur.com and subscribe.
That's thefitpreneur.com. Anyway, back to the episode.
Anyway,
carry on.
Moving back. So those are the dates that we did last year. So do you want to? I mean, have you already attached some dates?
Yeah, so I've attached some dates here. Q1 event, 21st of March, Friday the 21st of March.
Yep.
Q2 event, the 20th of June.
20th of June. So what I'm doing here, guys, I'm using the coloured pens.
Yep.
I feel like I'm on an episode of Smart or like Art Attack or something.
Neil Buchanan.
Here's one I made earlier.
And I've got a bonus event in here.
A what event?
A bonus event.
Right.
The 16th of August. That's just an idea we've come up with. That's going to be local and quite fun. Q3 event is the 5th of October.
Yep.
And then the Q4 event is the 5th of December.
5th of December.
The reason for the bonus event is I didn't want like a 4 or 5 month gap between events.
Yeah. Oh, one thing we've forgotten. Sorry. Coffee clubs.
Coffee clubs, yes. The first Monday of each month. So once a month for those.
Coffee clubs.
Okay, cool. And you can colour that one.
I'm going to use blue.
Nice. Okay, cool. Right. So the events are in the diary then.
Yep.
Those are the dates.
Well, first of all, let's just dive in and just do the coffee club. So first Monday of every single month. That's nice and easy. So we've got this 6th of January, 3rd of February. I mean, this is great, like listening material, isn't it? Me just going through.
That's pretty easy. So that's those coffee clubs are in. Key dates, things like Halloween, all that kind of stuff. We're not going to.
No, I mean, we can add that in later.
Yeah, we'll add that in, guys. So make sure you circle those. And that's really so 2 weeks prior or 3 weeks prior, you can get like your mini campaigns done. So you can announce to members that, we're doing a best dress day for Halloween.
Yeah.
The winner gets X voucher.
Those internal marketing plays that we love,
Yeah, you can just get those sorted and you can get prepped for them. It's like when you have, your car's getting MOT'd. Instead of putting the date in your diary of the date your car needs to be MOT'd, otherwise it runs out, you put the date in a week before, right? Yeah. So it's actually going to be MOT'd. God, how boring
you're not
is
driving
this episode?
illegally. Yeah. This is... This is
We're
straight
basically
advice from
telling
the
you
DVLA.
things you already know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you know the sky is blue as well?
What's next, Jake?
So we've done. So we've plotted those. So let's plot the member events in. Have we done that?
Just done member events, and we've done coffee club.
Oh yeah, God, we're cracking on here.
So we can plot things like exec meetings.
Yes. So we've got one actually before the end of the year, haven't we?
Yeah, we tend to do the Monday lunchtimes.
Yeah.
So normally it's the last Monday of the month.
Last Monday of the month. So we just
lunchtime.
do that as a rule of
Yeah,
thumb?
let's do it.
So last Monday of the month, 27th, 24th, 31st, 28th. Okay, cool.
Whilst Jake's doing that, that's good. And then we want to do studio management meetings.
Yeah. So when's the next one's tomorrow night?
Yeah, no, they're program meetings.
Program meetings, yeah.
So then that will follow suit from tomorrow night every 8 weeks from there.
Yeah.
So that's pretty easy to work out, I would say. So Wednesday 18th, and then
that leaves. Remember what I always say, that leaves a week for me to put it on the screen.
yeah, that leaves 5 days for you to get it on the screen. I think that's
5 days. Goodness me.
yeah. I'm sorry, mate. It's pretty easy.
Okay.
18th, well, tonight, and then it's like 8 weeks from there. So
Okay.
to eight Wednesdays.
Okay, cool. I'm not going to actually put all of these in.
No, but
because that'd be boring for everybody.
They're in. Well done, Jake.
Woo!
They're in. Congrats.
Here's one I made earlier.
Yeah. So every 8 weeks they're in. Studio management meetings. We tend to do those Tuesday afternoons a lot of the time, or Wednesday afternoons. But for the sake of this, the last Wednesday of each month. Yeah, last Wednesday of each month are management meetings. They're either done like normally late morning because I like to see Tom between sessions so he doesn't have to stay after his last session. Sometimes he goes and plays golf basically. Okay, cool. So they're in. That's pretty much everything, isn't it?
I was going to say, like with things like one-to-one, those happen once a month with every single coach.
I normally book those straight after the one-to-one sessions we just had. So then just book the next one. Yeah, they're not like booked ahead.
No, but they happen once a month.
Yeah,
and I think for the purpose of, you guys listening, it's important to understand like this is what the cadence is. So it doesn't have to necessarily always be on the same date every single month. But just like from our perspective, we find it quite important to have a one-to-one every single month. You might want to do it every quarter or every week, for example. Like there's multiple different ways that could work for you, but it's just the way that we do it. So yeah, we'll just put it in once a month.
Yeah, no, I like it. That's pretty much everything there, Jake.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple of cool things we're doing at the end of this year. I'm just going
to say, I'm just going to quickly put in a once a month creative meeting for me and Henry as well. Yeah. On a Tuesday morning, the first Tuesday of every month.
And you do that before this pod normally, don't you?
Yeah.
You got that, H? Good man. Just a couple of things, or maybe just one thing that we're doing, which is quite important. Obviously, right now, that's prepping 2025. I like to call this pre-season. Yeah, we're kind of in pre-season right now. That me and all of our coaches talk about that. So we're obviously planning for 2025, but we're also kind of evaluating 2024, which I think is really important. So we're sending out like a really cool feedback form to members soon, so we can get like really good, accurate, honest feedback of their experience so far, so we can kind of plot things into 24. We've already had some feedback about that they want maybe more sessions in the morning time, because that's definitely our busiest time. We are acting on that because Tuesdays and Thursdays we're bringing in a 10-15 session, which is cool in the new year. So yeah, like we're kind of evaluating 2024, planning 2025, and we have all of our campaigns prepped and things with ads to acquire new challenges in both sites too. So yeah, a lot going on.
This whole exercise, and again, we'll put it into more detail, is something we didn't really do last year because everything was a bit of a hurry. Obviously, we launched location number 1 in October. Christmas then got in the way, and then the reason why we want to obviously do this year is so that we can actually get ahead, so we're not chasing our tails, but also so members can know things ahead of time. Like, for example, like the dates of the events. So obviously, we say that events are so important, which obviously they are. But like we made the mistake this year of kind of only really giving members like 1 to 2 months notice.
I think most of the time we gave 2 months, and we had feedback that that's just not long enough.
Yeah, so I think our plan is at the beginning of the year to literally kind of recreate an annual calendar with every date marked for them, so they know exactly what's going on.
And also, what we're going to be really good at this year is calling all of the people who we need to call for the events.
Yeah.
So actually booking those dates that early.
Yeah.
So like the goal is to book the dates with the actual venues.
Yeah.
And then give members the calendar, so we know those dates are definitely the dates.
100%.
We're not going to tell the members what the actual events are. Are we? I don't think.
Well, yeah, we'll have a discussion about that because I just think sometimes things are subject to change. You have to be a little bit more malleable in terms of like budgets and things like that. So I wonder whether maybe we just get them to save the dates and then we tell them the next event the day after the event we've just done, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So the first one we have like 2 or 3 months notice.
But I'm just thinking there, like, how cool would that be? Like a big event unveiling at the events for the next one. So we can say to everybody, right, next one is going to be...
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's... you talk to the members, it's one of the biggest components they love.
Yeah, 100%.
It's really important. And that's why we're exceedingly over budget this year, Jake, in 24. But we're going to try and keep it to budget.
Oh, we had our budget meeting yesterday and we are going to be good boys in next year.
Well, our CFO looked at the member budget for 2024, looked at what we actually spent, and he went, what the guys? I was like, yeah, let me explain this one.
I kind of just pointed at you and said, just blame him. It's not my fault. Like he just says that it would be cool. And I'll be like, okay, cool. It'll be cool.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, we need to be serious business people next year.
Very Churchill.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's 2025 plotted, guys. Hopefully it helped. We're going to get a resource to you guys to help too.
Yeah.
In the newsletter.
This is the last podcast of the year. So can I just give a round of applause to Henry?
H, good job, man.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job. Your bum must be numb down there.
Yeah. It's still, next year the goal is to get you a chair. But no, thank you so much for listening to the whole podcast. This is something that we thought we'll give it a go. And if we get to like 5 episodes, it'll be a win. And now I think we're over, 20 or 30. 31.
31. Cool.
So... we couldn't do it obviously without you guys actually giving us some feedback every week and knowing that there are people listening, and not just us talking to midair, is pretty cool. So thank you so much and enjoy your new year.
Enjoy everything. Yeah, that's the pod. Cheers, guys.
Bye.